I'm at Lake Harding and I have been hired to fix drainage problems. With that in mind, it is very important to understand that we're not hired to put pipe in the ground, but to fix problems. In other words, you don't buy a drill because you want to put a hole in the wall. You hire a drill because you want to hang a picture or something. So anyhow, just a matter of perspective. So we got a couple things going on here. One, it looks like this is an AC condenser unit that's been run to this area. It may not be working properly, and that may be why we see an area of continuous wetness. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking this downspout, and we assume it's running down through here. I have a couple question marks down there because I don't know exactly where it goes. So we will need to run a hose into this and see if we can figure out where water's coming out there. That could be part of our problem, simply that this is overflowing because that end is clogged up. We're also going to be putting a perforated pipe in here. The reason being, just even though he has downspouts and gutters, rain hits here, it runs down to here, and it looks like it's pooling up. So we're going to be trying to make this area more dry and getting it out in that direction. As we move up to the top of the house, a lot of this water, I believe, is coming in this direction. So what we're going to do to try to divert some of that is we're going to put a berm through here so that we make sure all this water is going in that direction. We're also making sure that this downspout is tied in and goes towards the ditch. As we move more and more uphill, I've got an area that's very, very wet. Now this could be because of grading, or it could be because of a spring. So we're going to be putting a drain box in there as well as some perforated pipe in here to try to soak up any of the water that may be coming from underground. Our goal is to fix this problem. So the squiggly line through here, this represents perforated pipe. Most of this is going to be solid pipe. It actually starts way up there. Most of it is solid pipe, but the squiggly line, I wanted to put perforated pipe in there so that if some of this muck is due to groundwater, we'll hopefully be able to absorb that. Moving up here further, obviously we're tying in this downspout. That will put the water that's accumulating there directly in a pipe and get rid of it. We're also putting in this downspout. Same reason. And problem here is that this water is running towards the foundation. It's getting into his house. So we're doing two things to fix that. We're going to put a slight berm, a speed bump berm, so that as water comes down through this watershed, it hits this and then it gets diverted around the building. We're also going to dig this out. We're going to put a perforated pipe in there, and then we're going to tie it into our main line that goes through there. It is very important. We're going to be bringing out our laser level. And the reason why is, you see those little weep holes there and there? Okay, that's where the foundation is. So our perforated pipe will be underneath that. It's great to put a perforated pipe in the ground. However, if it goes uphill, we just buried a pipe and we didn't fix the problem. So we're going to have to trench pretty deep here, and we're going to have to make sure that this pipe stays level or below this, and then eventually meets up with a solid line that goes way far out there. So to make sure that we haven't just buried a pipe, but that we've made steps towards fixing a problem, we will bring our laser level out. We will check points on this. We will check to make sure that the pipe is deep enough in here, and then it actually goes downhill down there. And again, this blue line, I don't know if you can see it, this blue line through here represents the berm that we're going to be putting in. I can look at the ground. Some of this slopes in this direction, and then some of it starts to slope here. So we're going to start our berm right about in here. And then the last thing that we're addressing, so all of the water that hits this road, hits the road, and it comes down here. And what happens is, over time, dust will accumulate on this road. You know, blow it off, whatever, but dust will accumulate. You can even see it here. And what happens is, it hits grass. Grass acts as a filter. And what will happen is this grass will grow and grow and grow and grow until what we have is a big dam. The way that you fix this problem is you put in a drain box, and then we're just going to let this water run out towards the natural swell. But the sediment that you see here is evidence that all of the silt, dust, everything like that goes to this point. And you can see a lot of buildup there. If we come over to this other side, we're going to be doing the same thing. All of this and all of this go right down here. You can see the sediment that's built up here. And we're going to do the same exact thing. We're going to put a box in there so that the sediment will run on down to the woods and feed the trees or whatever. So, and then lastly, we're going to be bringing in sand to put around the sewer pumps and contour this so it's a little bit more shapely. One of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to describe to my crew an overall strategy of how to do this. The closer your materials are to their final resting place, the less motion you have. Motion costs money. So the more you can reduce your motion, the more money that you can make. So those are a couple of perspectives on a not so sexy drainage job, but nonetheless important drainage job.